sex worker, pastor. Can they find middle ground?
Your penis has not been socialized.
That's a new insult just dropped. New way to call someone an incel just dropped.
I will say,
Oh look, she's pregnant. She's gonna give the joy of life.
a statement. If it is true for you, walk forward. If it's not true, do not step forward, stay where you are. Sex work can have positive effects.
I better not see a single fucking pastor move. You stay right where you fucking are. That's right.
Does sex work can have a positive effect? Are you serious?
Yes.
Like, in a society where we're not having conversations about sex, like, of course people are leaning on someone that can guide them.
Yeah.
And like,
Okay, bitch, if I wanted to learn about sex work through watching porn, I would also go to McDonald's for salads. Please stop.
that means porn. That means
Sex
like,
workers.
That means porn. You know what else would work for sexually educating your children? Parents sexually educating their children. You don't need to sit here and jerk off to educational material. Last time I checked, you don't jerk off to educational material. Like, you don't need to know how to use a grapefruit to give a blowjob. Yeah, without porn, how would I know how to have sex?
That's why marriages fail, because you are...
Marriage has failed. Ooh, he's setting me off. Marriage has failed because of porn. Do you know how many divorces porn causes? Do you know how many women feel violated and they feel insecure because their husbands are busy jacking off to women, especially women that don't even look like them, making them feel like shit? Talking about, oh, it saves marriages. It ruins marriages, and it causes hypersexuality, which leads to other mental illnesses, which causes people to not have healthy relationships with other people. Porn literally ruins relationships.
I'll be walking down the street and see someone be like, why is that girl taking her shirt off? Like, that's supposed to be what happens now, because
It's missing sex education.
Yeah.
Right there.
well,
like-
I don't think so. For me, it's like drinking is totally fine for some people, not an alcoholic. Maybe I'm the alcoholic with porn that just, it tweaks my mind in a negative way.
No, it's not. No. This is wrong. It's not just you. Your brain is not particular. Your brain's not this special device that's different than other people's brains in that it does normal human things. You become addicted. You literally get brain damage from porn. This is something that happens across the board. It's not just this guy's brain in particular. And I don't think that a little bit of porn is okay. So I also disagree on that. I think all of it is bad, and you shouldn't even utilize it, because it's like once you have a little bite, you know, you gotta get another, and you go down this whole path. And even if you start at the one bite, it's just still not good for you. And if you're in a relationship, you're doing it, in my opinion, it's unfaithful.
I feel like that the extreme frustration is the demonization of porn without actually offering an actual alternative.
Demonization, maybe it's because it causes demonic like things. It causes children to get violated, it causes marriages to break up, it causes brain damage, it causes you to dehumanize people. Like, when you watch someone in porn, like, you're not, and you go watch them outside of that environment, it must be fucking weird. Like, imagine if you guys saw a video of me taking a big old ding dong and ramming it into my behind, right? And then the next second I go in Discord, you guys, and I just try to talk to you like it's normal. Like, hey, how are you doing? Yeah, you just saw my ass get rammed, but hey, how's it going? How's it going? That's not normal. That's not normal. And it does cause a lot of demonic things, so to speak. Religion aside, just using it as like a way to express something morally bad, thing that causes something morally bad to happen.
Alternative that kids or adults of any kind can look towards for real sexual education.
Why do you want children watching it? She just said, oh my God, it's people demonize it. You literally just talked about children getting educated. That's so fucking inappropriate. She literally wants, because that's her fucking customer base. You see what I mean? It's just inherently exploitative. She's saying, yeah, you know, it's educational for kids. Why the fuck does a child need to be educated on how to have sex through watching porn and jerking off to it or rubbing themselves to it. That doesn't fucking make sense. A kid doesn't need to know that. They need to focus on other things. They can find that out on their own or with their parents in an environment that isn't perverse. We don't teach sexual education through fucking perversion. Talking about, oh, they demonize it, boo-hoo.
You can sit here and talk all
how they
kinds
wanna
of mess
frame
about
it.
porn and say that it's bad and it's damaging. What is actually enriching? There's nothing.
There's nothing enriching about brain damage. Hunty, sweetie, do some research. Educate yourself.
Sexual behavior is
It's like any addiction. Any addiction causes brain damage, causes you to develop neural pathways that fuck you up, and it's hard to shake off.
Oral sex, yes, yes, you know, no, no, right? And whenever we got to the butt play, like, the guy is like, fuck, no.
Yeah.
And it's like, why? Because it's like,
Yeah.
I'm not, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I
That's
actually know a lot of men that
that's
like it.
homophobia right there. That's
yeah. I mean, guys can't even.
He called, oh my God, this guy, let's rewind that.
Just like,
that's,
I actually know a lot of men that
that's
like it.
homophobia
Yeah.
right
He said that's homophobia. It's homophobia if you don't want to be railed in the butthole.
Romantic connections make sex better.
Personally,
Cope, literally cope. None of the porn stars walked up. Cope. They can't conceptualize intimacy anymore because they use it as a freaking commodity. Of course you can't understand what intimacy is to the extent that people who don't sell their bodies do. Like, you're gonna become numb. That's why a lot of them in that one video we watched were asexual. It fucks with your intimacy, which is why porn is bad. It fucks with not only the people making its intimacy, it also fucks with the viewers' intimacy and numbs them. And also numbs them in the sense that, like, they don't understand intimacy anymore as something, like, romantic, but also makes them hypersexual. Like, it becomes very surface level. Like, I coom, instead of, like, this is a love-making thing that bonds us. Like, sex changes chemicals in your brain, guys. It really does. Like, some women after sex are happy after sex. Some women cry after sex. Like, it really does mess with your brain. I mean, in my opinion, it's a energy exchange. I think it's something romantic. But, like, even logically, it doesn't make sense to remove sex from an emotional... Like, it's completely emotional. It's the most... one of the most emotional things you could do, especially physically. Like, you're really vulnerable when you're having sex. So I don't understand how they're separating it. I think they're having some cognitive dissonance right here. I think she realized how silly it is to stay there, but she kind of wanted to because they were staying there, so she came forward. But let's hear out.
I'm my wife's first, but I've had a lot of partners, and I don't know, it just hasn't been as satisfying compared to having it in the context of my marriage. Sex is better.
So I don't get how you're having sex with someone, like, let's say they're on top of you. I'm a woman, so I assume, like, oh, they're on top of me, and I have a stranger kissing me during it. Like, that's, like, fucking distracting. That's, like, I would feel repulsed. I would like cringe. Like, I would physically reject that. Like, imagine just, like, a stranger just, like, slobbering on you and they're inside of you. That would kill it for me. Like, that would not be, like, and this is happening in real life. This is reality. Like, even if they're attractive, like, that would definitely affect it.
I would not be okay with my child doing sex work. Oh, guys.
My mind was doing the same thing yours was, prohibit. What, like,
Yeah, I wouldn't want my kid, I mean, obviously, right, we know my opinion on this, but I wouldn't want my kid dehumanized either.
what's that mean? Disown?
And
No, I
have
wouldn't
committal
disown.
issues.
Not love them? Absolutely not. All I would do is just say, it's not where I would want you to go. That's not what I would want you to do. It'd be hard for me
Any
because
good parent.
of my own view of sex as being a sacred thing, and in my own personal world, not wanting it to be a show for others.
When two people have sex, there's
It is sacred. It's okay, you can't even say, oh, it's just an opinion. It is objectively sacred. You can create life. How is that not sacred? Even if you're not religious, how is that not sacred or special? I don't get it. I don't get their point of view, even on a logical level.
Soul tie that is created. Our bodies are, emotional, spiritual, physical, and so is
So
sex.
true, Queen.
I give people this example. It's like if you take two pieces of wood and you glue them together, and then you try to pull them apart. Will they come apart? Yeah, if you're strong enough, they'll come apart, but there's still going to be glue or pieces of wood on both sides, and that's what I would explain or kind of.
So true. And anybody who's been through a bad breakup knows that it does. It's like walking in shoes. You get a scuff on it, and you can still walk in those shoes. The shoes do still have a scuff on it. You can get some of it off, but sometimes it leaves something behind.
My heart would be sad for my child. I would be burdened. My heart would be burdened.
Yeah, I would feel burdened for these people too. It's not like I'm trying to be like such a cunt about it. It's just that the way that these porn stars are going at it makes me not empathize with them. Like, a lot of them were sexually touched as children, should I say. And so a lot of them can't consent because they're not in a mental place to do so. They have unaddressed issues. If that were the case with a porn star, I would totally empathize with them, but that's not the case here. These people are very condescending and wrapping it up with a ribbon that's a lie. They're taking a turd and wrapping it up in a pretty pink bow. Oh, it's educational. Oh, it's good for you. It saves marriages. And it's just layers of lies with every bow tie on it.
Get mixed in with the wrong crowd. Is there going to be drugs? It's a lot of fear-based. And my parents tell me all the time that I'm changing people's views in that small town in Texas because now they can see.
Not in my Texas. Not in my Texas.
Someone who does sex work and is a porn star and is a family man and is loving and is spiritual. And
How is it spiritual? You are literally just saying a bunch of BS. This is a cope. He's throwing every flowery sounding word on it possible. It's beautiful. It's awakening. It's spiritual. Everything that they can do to reframe it, to market it as something that should be good and normalized. That's what it's about. It's always about the reframing to make it more marketable because that's what they're selling. They're selling sex. They literally are dehumanizing themselves and selling you a product, which is them. And it's not the same as XYZ other service, because other services don't cause you to have this much mental damage afterwards. So no, don't compare it to plumbing or changing a fucking light bulb on an electrical tower, one of those tall towers or something dangerous like that. It's not the same as being sexually violated. I don't know a nicer word for that, but yeah, that's why we as a society, like I've said 100 times, recognize that being physically assaulted, like someone punches us, hits us, slaps us, is not as detrimental, unless you die, obviously, but it typically is mentally not as detrimental as being sexually touched unconsensually. We understand that is severe. And we know this because people who have been touched as children, such as many porn stars, suffered such bad consequences that they become porn stars. They suffer such bad consequences that they can't maintain intimate relationships, just like that guy who can't commit, that came out of his own mouth. So we know that someone being touched unconsensually is going to cause a lot of mental damage, and even more so typically than just a normal assault.
It makes sense to me why you wouldn't want that. And I would love some dental too, because sex work is real work, damn it, and I need to be compensated fairly.
There is no compensation in the world that could ever fairly compensate prostituting your body sexually. There is no possible compensation that could compensate adequately for you dehumanizing yourself to the point of selling your own body sexually. It just doesn't exist.